Fresh like I just got a max. Roll up this, we ballin' to the max. Fresh like I got a contract. Moving through the city, we be going.
Oh, and we back just like that. Like Craig Mack, as always, with that flavor in your ear, man. It's Hoops and Brews. We here, we live, we back, we doing the damn thing. Live remotely via satellite. Pav, Pav is in the vibe cave right now, as you can see. No, you're in the hotel room, but you made it a vibe cave. Were those paintings arranged that way on the bed, or did you put those like that?
Nah.
That seems like some shit you do. Like the feng shui wasn't really the way I wanted it to
I walked
be.
in, I was like, damn, this does kind of look like a very small version of my house.
Well, I hope you're doing well, brother.
Yeah.
Good. All right. That's good. So we got a special guest. We actually got two special guests. But I mean, y'all already know the OG classes Malone, so I'm sure that's why a lot of y'all tuned in. But we also got WNBA superstar, also star of her own show on HNB Media TV, Lexie Brown. She came through to talk some NBA basketball. The WNBA draft is tomorrow, so that'll be interesting. Have you covering that tomorrow?
Yeah, I guess.
Why you say it like that? You're a LA Spark. You're a LA Sparker.
Nah, I just don't know what I'll be doing tomorrow.
Oh yeah, I forgot. You got Pavi is away dealing with some personal stuff. So I wasn't saying it to be insulting. That was an honest question.
But yeah, nah, I'm a at least log on the Derek Fisher post draft press conference or whatever. I know the Sparks traded, so they got the 7th and the 11th pick. So I'm guessing they're gonna be pretty active.
Okay, that's interesting. What are they even missing? What do they need to draft?
Just more young players in general. Like they got an old team.
Oh, okay.
They need just young talent. But I don't know like what they go. I don't think they have any open roster spots though. That's the thing with them. That's also I think they have 12 spots on the team. And basically when you look at the roster, I think everybody who's like slighted like on the roster is probably gonna make the roster. So okay. I don't even know if they're gonna actually use those picks that day. And if they do, it may be like a draft and stash thing, like something from Europe and drafting and stash it. Because I don't really see how any of those players could really make the team.
Yeah. Okay. That's interesting to see. But I guess we can go ahead since we just talked that, quick WNBA talk. Bring Lexie on. Lexie, you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. I can't. All right, cool. So Lexie, what's good? Welcome to the program. It looked like you in the crib watching the game. What you doing right now? You watching the game?
I was. Now I'm in my room watching y'all.
Sorry, my bad.
My TV in my room doesn't work, so I just break. But the game was straight. Sad that Katie and James Harden weren't playing, but
Katie, James Harden, Kyrie, Blake Griffin.
Kyrie playing.
Kyrie played. Okay.
The rest
Okay. He ended his N-word sabbatical. Actually, G, I don't know if you want to be a part of this conversation, Lexie, but we're gonna have this conversation about Kyrie today, especially when glasses get on here. I don't know if you want to be a part of that, but we're gonna have that conversation because I have some thoughts.
Are you wearing sunglasses for a reason?
This is my thing. It's what I do on the show. I know you see me in like my normal mode, but this is my thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it's cool. It's okay. You never watch Hoops and Brews. It's all good. Just because I be faded. We usually be faded. So I've been rocking the sunglasses since episode 22.
I have champagne. I plan to like drown myself in later on. But it's
also, by the way, when we doing this, I'm usually like live switching the cameras when we going. So I keep my glasses on so people can't see my eyes not paying attention to y'all half the time.
Oh, okay.
You feel me? So welcome, Lexie. How you feeling? How's life in the WNBA? How's life and just period in the world? I see you've been training, so look like you're ready to go into this season. So we definitely appreciate you. You didn't do your show today, but that's good. I actually thank you because I took a vacation this weekend, and I'm not gonna lie, I needed a vacation from the vacation. I got I drank from 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. bro.
How would you do that, bro? You was tripping
because I was in Mexico. Turn up.
Were you at an all-inclusive hotel?
Yes. We were definitely, and we was at an all-inclusive. It was at an all-inclusive joint. So I went ham, bro. I did not care. I was like, yo, we're going in. Honestly, what happened was the only reason I got too fucked up, I was decent. And then we went to this little like literal hole in the wall spot in this bar in Mexico. Like they took us around the back through some like shit that looked like some trash. And then we went, there's literally a hole in the wall and it was a DJ and it was a big ass room. So we in there, these big ass fucking dudes or whatever, this one dude like drunk and fall into me. And then, like, I guess all his friends thought I was finna fight. I'm like, G, I'm not on that, G. I'm with a bunch of women. I'm not on that. So I'm chill. They like, oh, thank you for being nice to him. He's just drunk. So they bought us a whole pitcher of Coronas. Wasn't nobody there drinking them Coronas, G. So I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to drink these Coronas. Them last 2 Coronas, G, it was it. My body was like, yo,
what is a pitcher
tripping,
of Corona in Mexico? Like
it was 6 Coronas in there. It was like 6, 8 Coronas in there. And didn't nobody else want none but like me and one of the other dudes at the table, G. I'm like, I drank like 4 of them, like 3, 4 of them, G. It was after that, it was all down here after that. Flooded the whole fucking jacuzzi, G. Like left it on all night long, flooded the whole balcony, bro. So it was definitely a weekend. Literally flooded the whole balcony. They knocked on the door at 8 a.m. Like, I'm like, nah, leave us alone. We need a room service. Then they call the phone, like, yeah, is your jacuzzi on? Because there's some water leaking into the other balcony. I'm like, what? Hop out the bed, look, the jacuzzi on, G, the whole balcony flood. I'm like, bro. So I literally spent the whole I literally spent the whole hour fucking with the cleanup crew getting this water up, G, like scooping this shit up with these fucking towels. Like scooping and wringing the shit out. I mean, I paid for it, so shit. You can go on vacation. I paid for it. It ain't like I ain't paid for it, but I'm just saying, like, it's not a vacation for me unless I get annihilated and gotta throw up somewhere and be like, I fuck that.
You seem like a problematic vacation.
Not what you mean. We had a great time. I seem like a great look. I'm sunburnt all on my nose and shit. I had a great time. It was excellent. Don't be hating just because you be on the boats in Miami all the time doing your thing. Yeah,
I'm feeling.
Yeah, I see. But I got a question for both of you. Has the amount of injuries this season ruined this season for you?
I mean, kind of. More of the sitting out has ruined the season, but that's been like slowly becoming more common over the last few seasons.
You think guys are resting?
I feel like certain players deserve rest and certain players don't.
What does that mean? What does that mean? Please expound.
Everybody can rest. You know what I mean?
Lexie, what is the PPG average that you have to have?
It's not even about points. It's about minutes.
That's fair.
Explain. I need to. Okay.
Well, you're resting because you're tired. If you're not playing more than 25 minutes a game, why are you resting?
That's fair.
I mean, yeah. I mean, well, even looking at Blake and LaMarcus, I just don't understand it. I feel like part of it is them trying to get a competitive advantage as well. Like I really believe they purposely be sacrificing games because they don't want guys to go as hard in certain games and they don't want the other team to be able to get enough footage on them in certain games.
I don't think Blake and LaMarcus can play every night, bro.
I'm not even talking about them. KD should be out there.
He can't play every night, bro.
He ain't got to play every night. He can play though. Get your ass out there.
Just play a little bit.
But I really think like
play like 10 minutes, not even 10 minutes a quarter, because that's like almost a whole quarter. Like 4 or 5 minutes a quarter.
But I really think like people think KD is just. I don't think KD is okay. Like you had
a whole. He was on KD, and I'm like, he just came back from a major injury. Yeah, I'm confused about why people are upset about that because Achilles ain't nothing to play with.
Yeah, like
speaking of one Kevin Durant, KD versus Twitter / KD versus the media.
755.
What do y'all think about that? What do y'all think about First off, let's talk about Kevin Durant versus social media, and then I want to talk about Kevin Durant versus the media because he had a whole spat with Shannon Sharp, and he didn't have the thing with Michael Rappaport. Like
I missed with Shannon Sharp. All I saw was that Shannon Sharp used an incorrect quote.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then what happened?
Katie took exception, called him a drunk uncle.
KD decided to. I don't honestly. I haven't read a single thing KD has gotten to it with anybody with. I legit
Really?
don't care. I don't
Really?
care, bro.
Come
It'd be
on,
like
man.
30 paragraphs. I'm not reading that, bro.
It's not 30 paragraphs, G.
It'd be 30 paragraphs.
No.
I don't follow. I don't follow. First of all, I don't follow any celebrities on Twitter at all.
We have Hoops and Brews. You follow Kevin Durant.
I don't read the timeline though, bro. I only read our mentions. I never read the timeline. I only look at our
How
mentions.
do you get on Twitter and never read the timeline? Especially, G,
I
what?
don't know what they talking about, bro.
With the retweets, I see things on my timeline that I have no business seeing, but it's because of other people retweet. And then they show people's likes now.
They do that.
I mean, they've been showing people likes though.
I hate that.
I hate that too, especially as a man. I can't like shit. I ain't liking nothing.
I don't like being able to see people's likes. I don't mind the retweet, but the likes gotta go.
But nah, I mean, about the Shannon Sharp thing, basically what I got, like you said, I guess like Shannon Sharp said something that KD did not say at all.
He used some fake news as a real quote, and KD claims he didn't say that, which he didn't, and it was a troll account that made it up. So KD basically was going at Shannon, and that's kind of what that was.
I'm just annoyed because
KD still ain't responded to me though, but it's cool though. I know you be lurking. I'm watching you, Kevin. I'm watching you, Kevin.
There's no fact checking whatsoever anymore.
Yeah,
I feel like if he looked on Twitter or researched that quote for 2 seconds, he would have found out that it was not a real quote, and then all of this could have been avoided.
Yeah, I mean, I feel KD though. Like, don't be going on nationally syndicated television saying I said stuff that I didn't say.
Yeah, I feel him as well. But I'll hold on. Let's see. Let's actually see what the quote is. I'm about to pull it up.
Was it about?
Hold on, wait a minute.
Stuff?
Hold on, let me.
No, it was about him being the GOAT over LeBron, something like that.
Okay, hold on. Let me find the quote. Let me find the quote. Let me find the quote. Let's see.
Maybe don't ever insert.
Okay, this is the quote.
Conversations.
Okay, this is the quote. Wait a minute. This is the quote and Katie's tweet. Here we go. Shannon went on TV responding to this quote like I actually said this. Gullible fans will believe it or say you was thinking this anyway. It's comedy at this point. The quote says, people try to discredit my reigns, but honestly, I feel like they're the most valuable of our era. People argue LeBron James is the GOAT, but if I beat him in back-to-back finals, then what does that make me? Kevin Durant on his podcast. That don't sound like KD.
At all.
The
only part that sounds like him is what does that make me? Like his little tiny self. But everything else doesn't.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. And then Shannon went on to refuse to, to respond to KD. And then eventually he blocked Kevin Durant on Twitter.
Why?
Here's the exchange. There we go. You can read that, Pavi. Yeah.
Y'all remember the fake account when KD said, now everybody want to play for the Heat and Lakers. Let's go back to being competitive and going at these peoples. Then join the 7-3-9 Warriors and builds Nets into a powerhouse with Kyrie and Harden. Oh, my God. Oh, Shannon refuses to respond to me. Yo, Shannon, why are you using your platform to push fake? This is so trivial. This
doesn't matter, though. But it is childish. It is childish. But he just got fined $50,000 a week ago for tweeting. For DMing Michael Rappaport, which I think that shit was lame though. I'm sorry. That shit was lame though. It was lame, G. If you go, but also this is my thing, and I'm gonna live by it. Anybody got something to say to me, come say something to me about it, especially if it's something I said. But usually more times than not, if you arguing about my basketball opinion, G, you're gonna have to chalk that up to the game, G. And I love when athletes be like, I hate when it's if we don't talk about you, who's talking about you? Yourself? No, I'm sorry, G. The media has to exist. The media has existed for generations.
Doing too much sometimes.
They've been doing too much since the dawn of media, G. But that's the reason why. No, but that's the difference between legendary sportscasters and guys that are friends with the athletes, like a Howard Cosell, or even guys like Stephen A. was friends with Allen Iverson. I'm not talking to you, G. Go learn some history, G. I'm not talking to you. I'm literally not talking.
All I know is I feel like the media.
He was one of Muhammad Ali's main hype man. He was a white guy.
Why would I know that?
What? I'm not talking to you about this, G. I'm literally. But this is my point. There have been media personalities, and literally Cosell and Ali are like, they have a famous relationship. It's like famous throughout history. their relationship, and from sportscaster to athlete. So there have been instances where it works out for the best. Draymond Green gets on television and criticizes everybody all the time. And then people will say, oh, well, because he's an athlete, he can say it. It's like everybody's entitled to their opinion. Fans say stuff to athletes all the time. Are they not entitled to their opinion? Then people say, well, then, yeah. Well, then cool. I'm a fan of the game. And then actually, I'm not just a fan of the game. I'm a journalist. Well, journalist, you didn't play. All right, well, fine. I'm just a fan. Can I have my opinion now if I'm just a fan? Even if I'm not a journalist, I'm just a fan. Can I have my opinion now as a fan? All right, then. So it's like I feel Katie because I'm not going to get on here and say that Kevin said shit that he didn't say. I will get on here and say when he playing like I think he was playing like he was mentally weak, and I'll say that to his face, G. You wasn't playing like you was hard, G. And then finally you stepped up after a while. I was like, let me do what I need to do, and you finished the deal. And then you left and you quit on him. I don't care what nobody say. He quit on them because he couldn't handle the pressure of the media and how he felt like they were undermining his relationship with his teammates, which is his prerogative. If he want to go play with Kyrie and be a third eye bro, do your thing. But we're still entitled to our opinions, but as long as it don't cross a line. And I feel like KD took that Rappaport shit a little too like serious, bro. Like you should never be bringing another man's wife or girl or nobody whose argument that you don't have with that man into an argument with that man. Leave that shit alone. Unless you really gonna pull up on him. If you really gonna pull up on him, KD, then just pull up on him. Like Jay-Z said, I don't send threats on the internet. He said that shit for a reason.
What did Michael Rappaport even like do?
He basically was like, he posted on his Instagram story that KD was weak for giving Barkley a one-word answer or something like that, and that he didn't like that. And then KD DM'd him like, shut the fuck up. And then they started arguing.
He probably just doesn't like Michael Rappaport because it's Michael Rappaport.
I mean, I understand that, but you can't be. But if you gonna DM the man threats, then just see him. See him.
KD will probably beat up Michael Rappaport. I don't think that's
or call him.
We'll have to see. We have to see, G. I saw the NFL player get knocked out in Walmart. Not every NFL player is Aaron Donald. All right.
I just saw. Do you see what he did to that man's face?
Yeah.
Aaron Donald.
Yeah.
You got somebody?
You ain't see that? Hold on. I'm finna pull it up.
Funny. It's not funny if he really did this, but
allegedly, Aaron Donald.
Picture, bro.
Hold on, wait a minute. I'm trying to find this. Hold on, wait a minute. Hold on, hold on a minute. Okay, so this graphic is from a brand called Catch the Blitz. Let's see. I'm finna show you, Pappy. This is allegedly. This person is alleged that he had an altercation with Aaron Donald. There we go.
Why did you get? What was going on when you got into an altercation with Aaron Donald?
What
happened that day?
They was at the club or some shit.
They was in a club and he bumped into him on accident, and that's what happened.
I'm just saying, Katie might not be Aaron Donald. That's all I'm saying, G. All I will say is this: if he did pull up on him and he took an LG, that would not. And what you mean? What you talking about in Mexico? No, it was.
Yeah, it was more like you.
I mean, yeah, whatever. Even if that big dude wanted to fight, fuck it. Like, it is what it is. Like, you bumped into me. Like, literally, you fucking bumped into me. What are you talking about? I don't give a fuck if you big. You should be happy. You should be happy that I didn't respond with anger and that I was just like, oh shit, it's cool, G. Niggas get drunk and happy.
I mean, I feel
Excuse my language. But you feel me? I mean, yeah, but also at the same time, allegedly NFL players beat motherfuckers up in the club all the time. So it's not like it's a new pattern of behavior for NFL players to get into alleged incidents in alleged after-hour spots. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying with KD is don't tweet the man threats. Don't DM the man threats about his wife and shit and talking about his wife. If you really about that, pull up on him. Pull up on him. Pull up on him. Then why you doing it then? Then why you doing it? I don't DM motherfuckers. Look, if I don't want smoke, I'm not DMing you, calling you pussies and all that other shit. Like, that's some different level shit. Those are fighting words. If you really want to fight, pull up, G.
I also think we analyze in general entirely too much of what KD does on the internet, bro.
That's his fault.
That's
his fault.
Leave him alone.
Like, literally, I don't pay attention to anything KD does outside of basketball.
Me either.
I do.
Outside of basketball, I do not.
What is that video when he's like, we don't we don't care. That's
I
how
don't care about anything KD does outside of basketball. Hit me when the man dropping 30.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, he be taking so much rest.
I'm so intrigued by what he seems very boring. So I'm like, why do y'all keep bothering this man? He sits on Twitter all day and goes on his
like, hey, you are worth $200 million. Go do something, bro.
He don't care, bro. He don't care. He with the bullshit. He with the bullshit like our other special guest, Glasses, who I see all the time. People tweet him some bullshit. Be like, man, you better remember who I am. What up, Glasses? How you feeling?
Man, nothing. What's happening?
Why you look like that? He like, I don't know what you're talking about, G. Man. But we sit up here, we talking about KD versus social media / KD versus the media. Do you feel like
I'm crying?
he tweeted you as well. I forgot about that. I forgot he tweeted you as well. What are your thoughts on KD versus the social media as someone who has been on the receiving end of his tweets?
He better win.
No,
he better win, or he gonna want to he better win, or he gonna want to go jump off a cliff.
Nah, facts though. The Nets not.
They gonna be real mad. They gonna be real mad. Man. We listening. You kind of breaking up though.
Deal with social media. It ain't no. I said you gotta deal with some stuff to be down with social media.
I agree.
You got to be with some stuff.
Do you think KD took it too far by DMing Michael Rappaport?
No, that was ill.
See, this is the problem. You got people like, that was amazing. You got people like, you did too much. So people are just going to do whatever they want.
It's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with a man being offended. I mean, he got on his line like he's supposed to. He's supposed to get on his line. I love how he called out Shannon.
Yeah, I think that was necessary. I don't think we as the media members, and honestly, me and Pappy had this talk a lot of times where we'd be about to say something, but we'd be like, man, should I tweet? Like, nah, I ain't gonna even tweet that because we media now, so I don't even want nobody to be mad and be like, y'all media members, y'all can't say this. Versus when we first started, we was just saying whatever the fuck we wanted to, you know what I mean? So I do feel like there's a certain level of responsibility with that.
It makes for much better content. I like KD. I mean, everybody told me he used to use burner accounts. What's funny is my experiences with KD, he's always been straightforward. Like even when he was popping it to me, I got in his DM, I said, man, you ain't shit. Because now whatever I say is going to sound like fucked up and it's going to sound like a gangbanger and all kind of shit. So I just let him have it. But you better win talking all that shit. Better fucking win.
If they lose in the second round, I'm telling you, my rant is gonna be biblical, G. They gonna be thinking it was Easter again because it's gonna be a new coming, G.
The whole world's rant is going to be biblical. It's gonna be like
like laws times 1,000.
Times a million. Times a million, G. For him and Harden.
Imagine Shannon's rant. Imagine.
Oh yeah.
Rant.
It's gonna be legendary.
He gonna start off the story with my grandmama once told me.
For sure.
Nah.
Straight up going right.
Although I will say this, Shannon grandmama gave him some of the greatest advice because every time he started, I'm like, where's he going with that? And I'd be like, you know what? Shout out to grandma. So shout out to Shannon Sharp's grandma. I know she's not with us anymore.
She got the best country stories. Shannon to relate a pig drinking beer to some basketball stuff.
You be like, gee, how? Like,
he make it work. He read them stories, but. Listen, KD, man, is a fantastic scorer. You know what I mean? One of the silkiest, smoothest scorers in the world. My opinion, the Nets need to play some defense. It's not going to happen if they don't play no defense. They ain't playing enough defense. I can't see it a mile away. They ain't playing nowhere near the type of defense they need to play to win a championship. And I don't care how awesome your offense is. The playoffs, it just changes. It slows down. It's less possessions. It's one ball. It's less transitions. And really great defense, you know what I mean, gets it done. You know what I mean? Gets it done.
Yeah, I mean, Lexie, how you feel? What do you think the Nets got to improve upon? Because clearly they're not going to ever get a chance to get some team camaraderie. So how do you feel about that?
You can't really even say anything because they haven't even had a full team yet.
I mean, yeah, but this is kind of what they're going to have going into the playoffs. How do they How do you think it'll work out? Do you think it'll work out in their favor?
It honestly depends on who they face in the playoffs. That's going to be a big part of it because there's a lot of good teams that are like moving up and down a lot. So if they get a shitty draw in the first round, like
Bulls taking them out in the first round.
All right,
Vucci man.
yeah, like
I said it before. Bulls taking them out in the first round. Vucci man, he on your ass.
No.
And they're not playing defense still. It's going to be hard for them to beat them.
I agree.
Not the
Bulls in 7.
No.
Bulls in 7. Zach LaVine with the game. Bulls in 7. Zach LaVine with the game winner over James Harden from the right corner to win.
First of all, the Bulls not gonna make the playoffs. They might not make the play.
Are they even announced?
I
They're
think
gonna make the playoffs.
No, they're not.
We're gonna make the playoffs. We're gonna make the
They are
playoffs.
not.
Yes, we are.
No,
No, I said we're going to. I didn't say we are right now. We're going to.
No,
They're not.
My thing with the Nets is this. I mean, yes, they
8-1 upset. Remember, I said that. We coming.
Anyway, my thing with the Nets is this. Like I said, they don't play enough defense, and then also their offense is like they just gonna ISO, especially at the end of the game. They more so just gonna ISO. Sometimes they out there running some like intricate offensive scheme. They also don't really have They don't have any transition players. It's not like they running up there with like the Heat when they had Bron and D Wade and they play great defense. You get them on a break and you can't catch them. They got guys that like to be in the half court and like to dribble. So let's say I picked the Bucks to go to the finals. Reason being because I think if the Bucks play the Nets, you have 3 defenders that can just make those shots tough. Can they still make them? I mean, yeah, they're some of the best shot makers in the NBA history, but they're still tough isolation shots. So if you could just like slow them down and keep the game to within 4 points and you get to like the 2-minute mark, anything can happen at that point. And also, I've seen them play in person. A lot of times when they get in situations, Kyrie just go start doing Kyrie stuff, and Kyrie stuff can work or it might not work. You might miss all those shots. And then it might be long rebounds and runouts, and you might tie the game up, whatever. So, I mean, we'll see with the Nets, but the Nets are not my finals pick personally. And also, I think it's something to be said. And also, I think it's something to be said for camaraderie. I just don't think you can walk on the basketball court, play 7 games with somebody that you don't even play 7 games with teammates you don't even know like that. Like, does KD know where Blake Griffin liked the ball? Does Kyrie know where LaMarcus liked the ball?
Yeah, true.
Does Steve Nash know how to even use any of them?
Steve Nash hasn't had to do anything. I mean, to stand there.
Fair.
But yeah, it's
gonna be interesting.
A big part in playoffs. So I don't know how many games have they all 3 of them been on the court together? Like
it can't be even 5. It can't be 5. It can't.
James Harden has proven that he's the alpha on that team. I think, in my opinion, but I don't know.
You said who has?
I think James Harden has. One, he's played the most.
Yeah,
right. He's won the most without the other 2.
I mean, yeah.
Discussion. So I don't think I think he's been playing fine. So when they come back, I don't think he's going to be sacrificing much. It's going to be the other 2.
Yeah, I mean they better be, because I'm looking at them and I look at Harden. He's a guy that I think comes up small all the time in the playoffs. That's why my nickname for him is Small Game James. And I think it's not unfair. Yeah. And all you gonna say, he lost to the Warriors. I don't care. LeBron lost to the Warriors too, and guess what? He still gets shit from me every single day. I don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. L is a L. Hold it, player. My point is, I'm looking at him, and if he's got to be the guy in money time, it's gonna be problems. But if he can be the man for 44 minutes, and then in the last 4 minutes he just looked at Kevin and said, "Hey, Kevin, take the ball."
Right.
Great.
Where's Kyrie?
Like, who knows? Who knows? Will he take a sabbatical?
That's what's actually gonna happen. But again, like I said, the thing with that is they're just gonna ISO. It's not like they're wanting some elaborate scheme. So like that one person dribbling the ball is gonna take the other people out the game. If you can just contest the shot and just make it difficult,
yeah.
Again, they might make it, they might miss it. I mean, again, we're talking about 3 incredible shot creators, some of the best shot creators ever. I've said Kyrie many times is the best scorer I've seen at his height ever. KD up there as well. Harden, obviously, we know what Harden can do. But there's still isolation shots, and they're tough shots. They're going to be fadeaways. not real easy buckets. So I mean, we'll see. But I'm not jumping on the board with everybody else. Like, oh, they'll walk to the finals. I don't think so. Personally.
Yeah. I don't think they'll walk to the finals. Like I told you, and I've been saying, the second round exit. Any team with James Harden as the leader is going to be a second round exit. KD is cool, but he got to be healthy. If he's not healthy, I don't know what to say. Literally, I'm being dead ass about that because as you said, you don't just rest for that long for no reason. There's got to be a reason. I think if his health is going to be an issue that's going to be an ongoing, recurring theme, we'll see. Because even the 76ers, I wonder at times if they're going to always be completely healthy because of Embiid. Because I know they try to find that fine balance with him. And although he was, in a position where he could have won MVP early in the season,
he walked to the locker room, by the way.
Exactly. I'm not even looking at the game, but you feel me?
Hurt, but he definitely walked to the locker room.
Yeah. So, we'll see. But I want to talk about this team because Glasses, we were all talking about this earlier. I want to know what you think about this, Lexie.
Let me say one thing.
Yeah, go ahead.
Move on.
Yep. Let's do it. Go ahead.
It doesn't matter about the offense for the Nets. It's going to come down to the defense because they can run into the Bucks, and Giannis is the kind of player that if you don't stop him, you lose the game. Like, and the type of defensive pieces that have shown to be successful against him, you feel me, is Kawhi Leonard and Marc Gasol, both defensive players of the year. Bam Adebayo and Jimmy Butler, both first-team All-NBA defenders. One as a runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year, a third in voting, future Defensive Player of the Year. The Bucks don't have – the Nets don't have that. And if you can't stop Giannis, like, you're going to lose. Like, that's where it's going to be at.
I saw what Drummond did to them.
Right.
I saw what Andre Drummond, and this is no slight to Andre Drummond. He looked like prime Moses Malone. If Andre Drummond doing that,
Drummond is a different player, though.
Yeah.
Who do you have that can match Drummond?
On who? The Nets?
On Giannis. Oh, you talking about with Drummond? Yeah. You talking about what he did to the Nets? That was sad. That was bad. That was bad. It really come down to defense, man. Defense really wins championships. I was real fast. I was looking at the Dallas Mavericks, right, when they lost to. We was talking about Carmelo early, Carmelo and Chauncey Billups, who was more responsible. And I just started looking at the Dallas. I was looking at the Mavs from 08, 09, 10, and 11, and watch how for years Rick Carlisle tried to win with offense. Steve Nash, Dirk Nowitzki, got Jason Kidd. Jason Kidd had a great offensive year in 2009. But they started shifting their team into real serious defensive pieces with Sean Marion in 2010 and then Tyson Chandler in 2011, and they finally got one. So I think the Nets, while their offense is special, is very much a half-court centric thing, and it ain't no defense. And Giannis or Embiid, if you don't stop them, you're not going to beat them in 7 games. They can impose that. For as good as Kevin Durant is, as good as Kyrie Irving is, it don't matter if they own, you feel me? That don't mean they have to win games.
Yeah.
It don't mean like Kevin Durant is like not the kind of guy that really wants to go for 70. You know what I mean? It's still like a very half-court thing, dribble, and without like Michael Jordan worked for the Bulls with defense. So he could dribble and take those ISO looks eventually, but then turn around on the other end of the court and get stops. What happens if you don't get those stops?
And I don't think they will because who's their best defender?
Bruce Brown.
It's not there.
Exactly.
Bruce
So
Brown.
So let's talk about Jamal Murray. He unfortunately tore his ACL. That sucks, bro. I've really not enjoyed watching this season because of the amount of injuries that have occurred. I really feel like it's tarnished the product. NBA usually has a very, very sound product. But the best new player isn't playing in LaMelo Ball, and the best player in the league isn't playing, or at least what everybody keeps telling me he is, in LeBron, although I don't believe LeBron is the best anymore. I think Jokic is, to me, this year is the best player in the NBA. And I think if you want to argue Steph, you could, but I don't really think Steph has been – I know his team ain't that great, but I look, if LeBron can do it, and I judge LeBron at a very high standard, I want to see Steph Curry make goddamn gourmet lunch with give him a few potatoes, a few onions, and some water. Let's figure it out, big fella. What you gonna make me? That's what I'm sorry. Like, he didn't have the full complement of everything. He didn't had damn near a full jambalaya pot before. Now it's bare. Everybody say you one of the greatest chefs. I still want to see it. I love the individual numbers for Steph. I really do. But if they don't make the playoffs this season, it's not that fire to me. I'm sorry. It's not that fire to me.
I still think you're looking at it wrong. You're not looking at it like it's a bunch of players playing together that never played together.
Yeah, I understand that. But I see LeBron time and time again make it work.
Make the playoffs, not making it work. You never see him.
That's not true. They was injured as hell that year. They was injured as I give him credit for the first year with the Lakers. They was injured as hell. The entire team.
No, you don't get. That's the point. You can't use those things.
I don't want to hear that, man. He even get a play-in game, so he even get a chance to make the 10th seed and make the playoffs.
Tell me when that happened specifically that you feel LeBron wasn't able to pick and have GM conversations about what team he was playing on and which players he played with.
I think the first year in the Lakers, he didn't get to pick the whole team because they had a lot of young guys.
So who did Steph Curry
Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait a second. But what do we talk about when we talk about Clutch Legion? Who did it start with? It started with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. So we're not gonna act like LeBron he was getting money from the Lakers, and we're not gonna act like KCP wasn't the first domino for the Clutch Legion to make their way into the Lakers. Now you got damn near half the team signed to Clutch. So we're not gonna act like LeBron didn't. He didn't have no say in KCP staying that year. I remember me and Pavi argued a lot that offseason as to if they should keep KCP. And I said no, let him go. Pavi said no, keep him. He's good. He'll show up big in the playoffs. He'll hit some shots, play some defense. If he don't do no nut ass shit, he didn't do nothing nutty in the playoffs, so they wind up winning. Pavi was right. Am I wrong? Did we not have that conversation? So we're not going to act like LeBron didn't get a chance that first year to pick some of the guys he wanted to play with. He has. It's unfortunate for Steph, but I don't care. I don't care.
Did he miss the playoffs?
Yeah, he missed the playoffs. But how much of that season did he miss, though? He missed 40% of the season. Steph ain't missed 40% of the season.
He didn't miss 40% of the season.
Yes, he did.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did. LeBron played like 49 games that season.
No, he did. No, that's because he set out the last 15 because he wasn't going to the playoffs.
Yeah, growing injuries are tough. You know growing injuries are tough.
You can't use it when it's conversation.
It's not using me when it benefit me. Steph Curry is healthy and they not doing nothing.
He came back in the AC.
How are you even equating these? Steph Curry's healthy. Or at least, he fell on his tailbone.
Like he got a groin injury?
No, he fell on his tailbone. He missed 6 games, G. LeBron was out for them 2 months.
Game, or is he going to sit out the last 15 whether they make the playoffs or not?
Ask Steph Curry about that.
I don't know.
But my point is, I don't want to see that from him. If he is who they say he is, do it, big fella.
What you mean?
That's why I'm not putting him in there.
He's showing you who he is.
Nah, G.
What is that? What a score?
Steph been balling, G. Steph been balling. It's
cool.
not his fault, bro. It's really not. It's not. Have you
smooth? If you don't make the playoffs, it don't matter to me.
Have you seen?
It couldn't have mattered if Brian.
And this is another. And also, if they miss the playoffs this year, this conversation, which I give Kendrick Perkins credit, he backed off of the terrible takes, and he's been tolerable this year from a take integrity perspective. And I'm not upset at this take about Steph Curry because I've told you, Pavi, that I think Steph Curry's 11 all-time, KD 12. But if you miss the playoffs, hell no, man. I don't want to hear that, bro. Figure it out.
Playoffs and he top 10 all time.
I don't want to hear that. Kareem is a better goddamn player than Steph Curry.
I mean, okay.
Kareem missed the playoffs in his prime.
Come on, man. Huh?
Kareem missed the playoffs in his prime.
I know he did, but he's still a better player overall than Steph Curry. Still a better player than Steph Curry. Still a better player. It don't matter. He's better.
Yeah, but it's Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I'm sorry. It's okay.
It's Steph Curry. They telling me that he revolutionized the game. He made LeBron take threes. That's what everybody's saying now. Like, come on, man.
He only won less championship than LeBron.
That Dallas Mavericks series make LeBron start taking more threes.
He's only one less championship than LeBron. He's not that far behind. Still a conversation.
We'll see. We'll see. It's not a conversation. He's nowhere near LeBron.
37. He won that fourth one.
He's nowhere near LeBron. LeBron is undoubtedly top 10. Period. You can't argue against that.
Steph is a championship away from being better than Bob Cousy.
He's betting. See, this is where we have the no, G. No. If you played before Dr. Martin Luther King was assassinated, no. I'm not rocking.
Right off basketball like that.
I can.
You was Muhammad Ali not the greatest heavyweight ever?
Yeah, Muhammad Ali played into he fought into the 80s. He fought through 20 years, G. Bob Cousy played literally when it was truck drivers and shit playing, G. Thought he was getting killed by the time in the 80s. He won. He was still fighting, though. Yeah. George Foreman. He was fought when he was 50.
Is he still?
He won actually low key. George Foreman won the heavyweight title when he was 50.
Muhammad Ali one of the greatest heavyweights ever? It don't matter. He fought right before Martin Luther King got assassinated, right? Can't use them excuses.
He fought a long time after that too, G.
Listen,
you know, G.
Is not top
no,
10.
G.
No.
Yes,
and KD is top 20.
What?
Do you really believe this?
Yes.
I don't believe you believe this.
Why not?
I know you. I know you're being serious, but like, come on, G.
How many MVPs KD got?
Explain this.
One.
Explain it.
How many MVPs do KD got?
He got one.
How many do Steph got?
He got two. I give that unanimous.
One?
Huh?
Didn't Kobe Bryant only have one MVP? I don't know what. How do you measure greatness? Because I feel like you got to throw championships out the window because you got to have championships. You got dudes in the league who have a ton of championships and they don't do anything.
Well, I mean, the way I explain it to TP and Pavi is there's boxes you got to check, right? Yeah. There's boxes.
It's a weighted scale. I get that, but I feel like
you start off with the first box, right, which is all stars. That's the easiest thing for everybody to get. Anybody can be all star. Random players, because it's a popularity contest. You don't even got to be that great. You got
to stop this, G. Jamal McGlory was not an all-star when he was on the Charlotte Hornets because he was popular, G.
Focus. Chauncey Billups was all-star. He shouldn't have never been an all-star, but he was a popular player. All-stars can be popular, right? The next thing is all-NBA. Check that box. Right? And then you go to the boxes of individual accomplishment, being the best in the NBA at something. That's a check. Then that's when you start having conversations about championships. Once you check those other boxes, all-stars has always been overrated in the NBA. It's like a celebration for fans to root for the players that they like all together. But it's a ton of all-stars who never made an all-NBA team, which means they was never the best player at their position. They was never a top 3 player at their position, or offensively or defensively. That's what's important. I don't care about the all-star team. Yao Ming is trash.
I will say this. Yao Ming got about 5 all-star appearances he should not have. Yao Ming was an all-star.
Chauncey Billups got 5 all-star appearances. And I don't want to talk bad about Chauncey, but Chauncey is a career 39% from the field, totally inefficient.
Chauncey got 39% for his career?
Why would Chauncey Billups shot 38% from the field at times? Chauncey Billups shot 40% from the field. Chauncey Billups, I don't even know why we talking about Chauncey Billups.
You're tripping, G.
Why? Tell me where I'm tripping at. What did he do so well that I should even care about?
You don't care about a point guard playing the point guard position?
The year that they won, no, hold on, wait. The year they won, he did literally what they won.
G, this man was averaging 18.5 and 8.6 assists a game, G.
Just listen.
Listen. The year they won, he did. He did average 16.9 points and shot 39% from the field.
And you think that's special? You should be ashamed of yourself. I don't even know why they like to talk basketball if you don't know.
You said he should have never been an all-star, G. The first year, that's not true. The first year he was an all-star, he shot 41% from the field, 43% from 3.
No, has anybody ever been an all-star?
Let me finish. What are you talking about?
41% good now?
You ever seen Russell Westbrook?
He shot better than 41%.
He shot better than 41%. He shot better than 41%.
Give me Russell Westbrook stats. Let's see.
He shot better than 41%. He shot better than 41% from the field. G.
I'm shot better than all these words about Chauncey Billups today, boy. You better be hungry. You better be starving on how much this crow you finna eat today.
All right. He shot 42.
Okay, that's 1% better.
You think that's something amazing?
How many more points did he have?
That was 2014, 2015.
How you take a few shots
and he averaged 28 points?
So how you take a few shots and you inefficient?
What? G, he was averaging 8.6 assists.
Only make 4.
He was averaging 8.6 assists. What are you talking about, G? 18 and a half and 8.6 assists ain't hard? What? Come on, G. What? Yeah. What are you talking about?
18 and 8? That's tough. Shooting 39%?
G, in 2006, 2005? What are you talking about, G?
You want to compare that to a real point guard? Look at Chris Paul.
Lexie, you play point guard. What do you think?
Chauncey, hold on a minute. Wait. Chauncey was top 5. He was top 4 in assists that year. What are you talking about? He won one of the best point guards in the league?
Lexie,
you tripping. He was 4th. No, wait a minute. The only people averaging more assists than him was Brevin Knight for the Bobcats and
Brevin
BD
Knight
and
was averaging
fucking
more assists?
Steve Nash.
Brevin
Brevin Knight
Knight.
averaged 8.8 assists. He averaged more assists than Jason Kidd that year. More than
Brevin
Chris
Knight?
Paul. More than Andre. I'm sorry.
Brevin Knight?
No, stop. Because
You
you
gave
just
Brevin
no,
Knight.
no. You who just said Chris Paul. You said Chris Paul. You were wrong. Now eat that crow. You said Chris
Chris
Paul.
Paul.
You were wrong. What are you talking about?
Chris Paul was better than him that
He
year.
averaged more assists than Chris Paul. No, he wasn't better than him.
Look at Chris Paul numbers. I bet you he shot more than 41%.
So that mean he was better?
Look at his numbers.
Man, all right, bro.
You as a point guard, what do you
No,
think
and that was his rookie year, bro. Come on, man.
What do you think is
Wait, hold on. What is the disagreement?
I don't even know how we got here.
This man talking about Chauncey Billups didn't deserve to be an all-star, G. This man a 6-time all-star, G. Come on. Not 1 year, G. Not 1 year, G.
Bro, he's
man.
one of the worst inefficient point guards in the history of basketball.
This is wild, bro. So is Allen Iverson.
No, Allen Iverson shot a better percentage, averaged more assists. He was completely better.
I mean, obviously.
So then why would you bring up Allen Iverson's name?
And actually, I shot 41% multiple years. Multiple years.
No, Chauncey Billups shot 30%.
Actually, AI shot 38.7% 1 year. So don't talk to me about field goal percentage.
Okay,
That's
so
bullshit.
how many shots?
No, don't talk to me about field goal percentage, G.
Okay, what's their career field goal percentage?
Wait a minute. AI shot 38.7%, taking 23.4 shots a game.
Damn.
What?
So the value. So let me ask you a question. Patty. What's worse? Is it worse to shoot? You shooting 30 shots and missing, or you shooting 12 shots?
Probably 30 shots because you really hurting your team, G.
Exactly.
A lot of shots. G.
But the point I'm making to you is it's easy to be inefficient, like when LeBron in 2015, when you shoot a ton of shots. Versus when somebody shoot 14 shots. Chauncey Billups is probably the most overrated talent ever. And I'm disgusted that y'all keep bringing him up and speaking his name in the same capacity as really great point guards. It's actually a shame. And y'all got him confused because of those moments.
How? We don't confuse him with Hall of Famers.
No, the fact that he thinks he should be a Hall of Famer is the problem.
I mean, shit, Chris Webber think he should be a Hall of Famer. He got less All-Star appearances than Chauncey,
He got
don't he?
more of a claim than Chauncey, though.
Does he really? He ain't win?
How many All-NBAs he got? Fuck All-Stars.
Chris Webber does have 5 All-NBAs, though.
Okay, so
Chauncey got 3 All-NBAs.
Okay.
So you telling me?
First team?
No, wait a minute. A minute ago, you just said you would never top 3 in your position if you never made All-NBA. Chauncey got 3 of them. Now what you saying?
Defense or offense? Defense.
It don't matter. He got All-NBA. Stop being disrespectful.
Hold on, I'm gonna look at it.
I've been there. Yeah. I'm finna meme that, by the way. Hold on, I'm finna look at it. Look at that, definitely.
Listen, I'm looking at it right now. Chauncey Billups should have never been an All-Star.
You tweaking, G. I'm sorry.
He should have been All-Star.
He
should have been All-Star.
But
let's
get back to the original topic. Yes.
The original topic was Jamal Murray getting hurt, by the way.
But this is Hoops and Brews. This is just what we do.
That was the original topic.
This is Hoops and Brews. This is just what we do.
The little thingy at the top about 16 times.
This is Hoops and Brews. This is just what we do.
Lexie, what do you think about the Nuggets, Jamal Murray? Can they recover? Is it over with for him? What do you think about that?
Yeah. I mean, over as in what? I didn't think they were winning anything anyway. So
you didn't you didn't think the Aaron Gordon thing did something for him?
I thought it helped them a little bit, but I don't think they were never my pick to make it out the West. So
conference finals, the conference finals was like out the question too. It was like they just you just did not rock with the Nuggets.
No, not at all, actually. But I am very sad that he got hurt. It's hard. Like I remember when one of my teammates, she tore her ACL at the end of a game during the NCAA tournament when I was in college. And it takes the wind out of your whole season or whatever games you have left when you see your teammate go down like that. So, I mean, I think they'll be fine. They're gonna have someone step up, but they weren't my pick to go make some noise in the playoffs, especially not in the West. So
I thought they could have. I actually did. I actually thought that they could have made some noise. I still think Jokic can make some noise. Actually, I still think that whoever's going to play them better be scared because now that means he gets to take all the shots and really get to hold the ball and distribute. I know Glasses, you had a take about Michael Porter Jr. The back ain't hot no more. What do you think about what's been going on?
That was sad with Jamal. I was real sad. I was watching that live happen. But I think if Mike Malone, like I worry about him as a coach. I mean, I think he's had the personnel for years to do a lot better. You know, last year they did really good in the bubble, but I mean, if he can put it together, actually they shouldn't lose a step. They should actually be a little bit better because of Michael Porter Jr. and because of the Eric Gordon trade. You can, if you remember early Michael Porter Jr., like he was really a dope. Like he played like a guard. He was a good ball handling, playmaking guard. You know what I mean? That could score the ball. Very much Kevin Durant, LeBron mix kind of player. So you could literally play him at the one. He's athletic enough to defend. He's having a career year. I think he's shooting somewhere like well over 50% from the field.
Actually, Michael Porter Jr. right now is currently averaging 17.3 points per game on 1 turnover, 1 assist, 7.8 rebounds, total shooting 76.3% from the free throw line. And he's shooting 42.1% from the three-point line. And he's shooting 53.4% from the field goal range on only 12.5 shots a game. That's pretty damn good to me.
That's called efficient. So, again, he's on a career year. You know, it's not like 38%. He's on a career year. You feel me? And if Mike Malone is smart, he can move him to the one. You feel me? You got Aaron Gordon right now. You got Aaron Gordon that you can start at the 3. You can bring Paul Millsap back at the 4. You don't need Michael Porter to be a huge playmaker because you have the best, well, probably the second best playmaking center of all time. You know what I mean? So, really, they shouldn't lose a step, and technically, they should be better.
Lexie, what you say? I heard you respond. What'd you say?
He doesn't pass, though, like at all. I don't know. When I see NBA players who have, like, less than, like, 3 assists per game, it's, like, it's mind-boggling to me. It's very easy to get assists in the NBA, and I know it's a lot of ISO play and go get your buckets, but I don't know. When I see a player that has less than, like, 2 or 3 assists, I'm just like, I don't know. Maybe that's the point guard in me. I'm just like, how do you just not pass?
What's his usage? I mean, he has a fairly decent usage rate as well, 20.9. I mean, that's fairly decent. So he's being used.
You playing with the best playmaking center in the modern era, who's probably averaging 9 assists, maybe close to 10 at times. And Joker, you had Jamal Murray. I think he could average 3 or 4. He doesn't need to average more than 3 or 4. You know what I mean? He doesn't. You have Jokic, like.
Right.
Shit, that's who pretty much is your primary playmaker. But I think you get a much more efficient scorer and Michael Porter Jr., you know what I mean, to front your offense with. You get taller. Y'all look like the Monstars. You're playing really big guys. I really think they shouldn't lose a step. I think they should be better. It just depends if Mike Malone makes the move. You know what I'm saying? Like if he tries to bring in another short guy to replace what Jamal Murray does, it's not going to work. But if he's smart, he moves Michael Porter at the 1. You feel me? You start Gordon at the 3. You bring Millsap back at the 4, and they could be a really big deal. Michael Porter Jr. is the goods. Like, he's for real.
I like Michael Porter Jr., but that's going to be a big step up from him. I think the Campazzo dude, I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Campazzo.
I like him. He plays hard, but the next point guard off their bench is PJ Dozier and Monte Morris.
I like Monte Morris.
I mean,
but if we talk about, I'm sorry, what you say?
How would you move Michael Porter?
I understand why you would move him because if you put him at the 1, Jokic is still going to be the main ball handler. You just basically give him all the possessions that Jamal Murray would have and say, if you don't have a shot, pass it off and get it back to Jokic. Rather than Campazzo, because Campazzo is also, he's a small guy, small in stature. Like, I like him. He's good off the bench. He's energy. He reminds me of JJ Barea, but JJ Barea was not a starter for a reason. So I worry about that for them. I think it'll be extremely interesting to kind of see what they do with that. But I'm not upset at that idea. He's just really just trying to put the ball in his hands. Really, honestly, I feel like what you're trying to do, or at least kind of in your mind, the way you see it, is really kind of how the Warriors did with KD and Steph, where Draymond was really the main point guard on the team, but when it came down to the end of the games, Warriors fans used to be mad as hell at Steve Kerr because Steve Kerr would put the ball in KD's hand and make KD the main facilitator / playmaker at the end of the game because he wanted the ball in KD's hands because KD could get his shot from anywhere. So I understand it. I just think it depends on Jokic. If Jokic can be unguardable in the playoffs, I think they'll be fine. If he stutters a little bit or if the responsibility is too much, because also at the same time, I think they have grit. JaMychal Green was trying to fight everybody on the Warriors, and I'm like, this is what they needed. It'd be senseless sometimes, but it's grit. So I think they can win some games with grit versus last year. It was all finesse.
I don't think people realize the separation for Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray is not anywhere what you would expect. Michael Porter Jr. was probably going to be a number 1 pick. You know, he actually was shooting till he got hurt. Like, he's a really great player, and I think people seeing him put it together.
The Nuggets are probably going to sign Austin Rivers.
Yeah, but that's for a dope 2 guard. You get a taller 2 guard. But the reality is, Michael Porter Jr., if you move him to the 1, you put a capable, smart, playmaking big guy that can score as efficiently as Jamal Murray, if not more efficiently, could take on the role and has the IQ to play the position, and you get taller defensively. I think that's a big thing with defense, being tall. You know what I mean? I mean, you got Michael Porter Jr., who's pretty athletic to challenge. I think it'll be a lot better than everybody think. I've always felt like Jamal Murray kind of
playing out of position 1.
Yeah, that's one thing. And also, I feel like sometimes I feel like the same way about the boy from Milwaukee, Chris Middleton, where I think they get these big opportunities, but I don't necessarily think don't get me wrong, Jamal Murray was amazing in the bubble, but again, right now he's averaging 4 more points than Michael Porter. I think Michael Porter with the looks will pick that slack up probably even more efficiently, but also you spread the floor better. I mean, that's what I would do. I would probably win the rest of them. You know, that team right there, if I could coach, I'd be in the finals.
We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, like, I remember, you know, even going back to last year, me and TV had said many times, like, yo, like, Jamal Murray is taking shots away from Michael Porter Jr. This was before, like, we had the whole bubble explosion. Even Jamal Murray, and obviously, condolences to Jamal Murray. Hope he gets better, obviously. But I remember us having conversations like, yo, like, he needs to get out of Michael Porter Jr.'s way. We all thought that he was just in his way, and we all thought that Michael Porter Jr. was the guy, was the real actual superstar. Like, we all thought the Nuggets were missing that superstar. We thought Jamal Murray was cool as like an 18, 19, 21 point per game player. But like Glasses said, that's still 21 points. Like, it's not like he's going out there giving you 30. You're not losing like 30 points. It's 21 points. And if Michael Porter Jr. is taking 12 shots and shooting 53% from the field, that seemed like to me that man needs some more shots. Somebody shooting 53%, 41% from the 3-point line.
Yeah, that man needs more shots.
And he only getting 12. And like, I would assume if I kick that up to 16, 17, that's 25, 26 points.